Good evening and welcome to Matto's Box Mania, How to Build a Board Game Box, episode 7. I think. No, episode 8. Episode 8. Sorry, 8. Covering your board game box. Right, this is where we're at. This is where the box is at. It's starting to look like a really nice box. Might be a bit dodgy because I've made a lot of mistakes. Look at it, it's starting to look really nice. Show you, that's how much play we've got. There. That's how much play we've got. Whether that's enough, I don't know. But that's what we got. Now we're going to start eating up the plate. At the moment, right, it's going on and off. Absolute treat. Absolute treat. I love it. I love it at this stage. This is my favourite stage of the box. Love it. Absolutely love it, mate. Pucker. Business. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to cover this in brown paper. Why? Why am I doing this? To be honest, I don't really know. I think it's just because it just pulls everything together. It will tighten all the joints. It will, you know, glue it on. It seals it all. I don't really know why I'm doing this, but I think it would protect the box. And why do I use brown paper? It's just what I use, and I end up painting it. Maybe I should try some different types of paper. They might be better, but until I do that, I don't know what to do. Now this video, I've made one of these already, but it's with a different box. I thought I'd do it with this box. Stuff's going to go out of shot on this video. It takes up so much room. It's really hard to know what to do. You can't fit it all on, but I'll do my best. That's all I can do. Do my best. I've lost all my equipment. Where's my knife? Am I being a blind baldy? Where's my knife? Oh, what that's tragic. I'm going to have to go and pause this. Well, I haven't paused any of my videos. I'm going to pause this to find my knife. Here it is on the floor. That took me 2 seconds to find it. Shouldn't have paused it. Right. So I'm going to cover this in brown paper. And this stuff gets flappy everywhere. It flaps around like a nutter. It's insane. So I'm just going to go through it now. Because it's all roly-poly like this. It's so flappy. It's so flappy. You just got to learn to deal with it. Now all I'm doing in this first bit is I'm going to glue onto the bottom of it. So I'm just getting a rough size. I'll do it all so the bit of paper is too big, and slowly I'll ease it down into a good size. Now the first thing I want to do is I want to just get it, well, I'll do it with a ruler. It's too flappy. Now the paper is going to come up and up there, and then round the inside all the way to the bottom. I didn't always do that. I used to do it just over the top, which is a lot easier. It's a lot harder and takes longer to do it all the way down the bottom. But the reason I'm doing that is I'm thinking if I'm putting glue and paper on this side and I only just go around the top, then a lot of this hasn't got glue and paper on. So if I go all the way round to the very bottom, this wall is being subjected to the same influence of the glue and the paper on both sides, so it should stay how it is, should stay straight. So I know this is what, 5.6, this is like 5.2, what's that, 10.8, call it 11, 12. So, you know, I'm making sure that I've got at least enough paper there. So I've got about 15 there, that's alright. It's more than I need. And, oh God, this sheet of paper's going to run out. I hope I've got some more to do the lid. And, you know, 15 there. Now, I'm just going to cut this So I've got too much here, way too much. Cut this with a knife. And now it's a bit messy. Now I didn't go too hard on there because I didn't want to cut my slate too much and made a mess of it now. Didn't even really clean scored it. Because my mat's, you know, I want a big, massive cutting mat really. This is what you get all the time, is flappiness. So, I know that's roughly the right size. I guess I've got enough on the top and the bottom. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to mark these corners. Oh no, I just remembered something. I have to pause the video again. Well, maybe I'll get into doing this video pausing. So I've marked that. I've got to pause this because I haven't got the thing for my glue. I'll be back in a minute. Go downstairs. Right, I got it. Now I'm going to change this camera angle. I just noticed it's not that great. I'm going to pull that up. That's got to be better, doesn't it? Done it, mate. Done it, mate. I mean, like, I was talking like a North London accent in that, and actually, like, I don't always talk like this. Like, I can actually talk reasonably pleasantly, but I do slip into this kind of like North London kind of stuff. So I'll wash this out because it had loads of grungy old stuff in it. So let's put some glue in there. Need quite a lot of glue for this. This uses so much glue. I don't normally use this much glue. I'm not quite sure why. I think it's because I'm pouring it out of here and I waste a lot. So I've marked these bits on. Now let's get rid of that. That's not too bad on the flappy front. I'll just put that to the side. That one, I don't want to pick that one up by mistake. Now, so I'm going to glue this side, and I'm going to stick the jobby on that. So let's glue now. It's a bit weird putting it on the masking tape. Masking tape doesn't take it very well. Well, it does, but it's different. It doesn't. Don't know. It's just weird. So you want to be putting this stuff on, and you don't want to take too long, do it about it because it starts drying, but at the same time you don't want to rush it and not have it covered, because you really want to get it covered, because you don't want bits, because you've rushed it where you haven't put glue and then the paper doesn't stick. It's really annoying, especially if you get a bit in the middle and you haven't put any glue on it and the paper don't stick. Oh, drive you insane. Drive you insane. It will. Now, this whole thing could drive you insane doing this papering. I mean, this video is going to take 45 minutes. That's what the other one took. It's crazy. 45 minutes to put a bit of paper on a box. Now, this is why I put these marks in here, because now I can get these marks, and they don't have to be exact because we've got so much extra, so much play. It just gets you in vaguely the right area. So last thing you want to do is put the paper on and then find that you haven't left enough of it. Now I'm making a mess of this because I'm rushing it. Same, I always do this. I've done this in all the box making things because I'm talking. But it's good to see, because you all have these problems. Not that you're ever going to make a box like this, because you watch these videos and think, geez man, I'm never going to make a box. Seems like alright, palaver. And it is. It's a pavlova of a palaver. Now I'm going to spend a bit of time doing this, a couple of minutes. Right, so I'm pushing this down, and you get all these little lumpy bits. Lumpy mate, lumpy bits. North London, son. I'm from North London. Lumpy. So you want to work out all these lumpy bits. Now, yeah, well, nothing else to say there really. So just work them out. Work them out like this. Oh! This flappy stuff is mental. but you learn how to deal with it. You've just got to accept it for what it is, the flappiness, and just cope with it. So I've got that on. Look at that. It's like weird, isn't it? Flappiness. So I've got that on. I've managed to get that on quite well actually. That paper will shrink a bit. And you don't want to put too much glue on. If you put loads of glue on there, the paper shrinks loads and it will pull this in and bend it in and warp it. Right, so I've done that. Now next thing, I'm just thinking, I'm just gonna, I don't want to make a mistake. Right, okay, I've done that. So, now next thing I'll do, and you'll see why I do this at a later date. You won't realise why I do this now. So I'm putting the ruler on here, parallel to the edge. Let's make sure you can see this. Yep, perfect. Perfect. Now, on this side of it, I'm going to draw two lines. There and there. So those lines are parallel to the edge of the box. They're in line with the edge of the box. Basically, I've extended this line out and extended this line out all the way to the edge of the paper. And I'll do the same here. A line there and a line there. Now, I'll use that line later. You won't see me use it for a bit. Flappy paper. The flappiness will get you, I'll tell you. If that flappiness doesn't do your head in, then you're a remarkable person. You're absolutely remarkable. Now, so now I've done the same, but on the short side of the box. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my knife and I'm going to run a cut. Like that, one there. One there, left-handed. Right, and then it's also flappy. And now, I haven't done the other edge, but what happens here, right, this paper's going to go up here and around the side, but it's going to go around there. Now, that's way, way too much going around there. I don't want as much as that. So what I'll do, I'll put this ruler back here. Well, I shouldn't have taken it off really. Well, maybe I should have, I don't know. Right, and I'm going to cut a load of this. This is 3 centimetres wide, this ruler, so it's actually going to come over 3 centimetres wide. All I'm really wanting this flap round to do, it just strengthens that corner a bit. So I'm going to cut that off. Get rid of that. I'm going to do the same here. Look. Push that up. Flatten that out. Cut that off. Right, that's a bit less flappy. Turn it around. Do the same again. I'm going to put this up here. I'll probably do it in a more efficient manner so you don't have to move it and do so many cuts. But I'm not even going to think about that now. You know, it's been a few years since I've done a bit of box making mania. I've forgotten a lot of the things I did. You know, whatever. Anyway, I'm just rabbit in a load of nonsense. Don't listen to me. So I don't make a huge mistake. Right, now I'm going to put that back in AC. I could have done this before, but Jesus, how long does it take to put the ruler back in there? Not that long. Get rid of that. So you've got to remember, when I'm doing that, when I'm drawing the line, I'm drawing on the inside, and when I'm cutting it on that side. It's really important. If you cut on that by mistake, buggered it up, mate, buggered it up. Annoying. Make you weep. Every mistake you make makes you weep. Sort of. Right, I almost did it there. I almost did that. So you've got to concentrate. You've got to do it on the right side. 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 Don't forget. Okay. Now we're getting there now. Right. So I've got an awful lot of flappiness there. That's all right. I'm not going to worry about that. I don't mind that. Now, I've got way more than I need to go around down there. I could cut it off to make it a bit easier so it's not quite so flappy, but can't be bothered. Oh. Now, This is going to be annoying. What I'm going to do is bring it up a little bit more. This is the bit that's all out of shot on the other one, that's why I thought I'd do it again. Now I use my spatula, which has got that side and that side. Right, and I'm going to put the glue onto the box for this one. Later ones I'll actually put it on the paper. Now make sure you get a nice covering. Don't make it too sloppy. You don't want too much glue on there, because when you're doing this, I bet you put too much glue on it, and you'll learn why. You'll learn why it's a really bad idea to not put too much glue. But you want to make sure everywhere's covered. You don't want any bit that hasn't got glue on it, because that will drive you insane, as it has me on many occasions. And that's why I'm like I am how I am, because box making's driven me insane. Not that I do it that much. Right, and we're going to turn it this way, and then we're going to push this over in the middle, like this, out towards the outside. Now, you want to get rid of as many creases and lumps as possible. I've made a big crease in there, and it happens, so you're not going to be able to avoid it unless you're an absolute whiz. And if you are a whiz, fair play to you. Okay, so I've glued that on. I've rubbed it out. I've actually done a really good job there. I've got just the right amount of glue on it. Right, and I haven't got, sometimes on these corners you get little puff bits where you've missed it. That's why you don't do that on the flat. You put the thing on the end for you to push over. Now, next stage. So I'm still working on the same end here. Right, let's just make sure we can see this. Okay, now, what happens if I come here? Well, I'll do it here. Now, sit down for this. Now, this is the line that you drew with the pencil and the ruler, right? Now, you can't fold this over. You have to make a cut. Now, you could make a cut there, like we did the cut across. We could have cut there, but what you do is you actually still got the thickness of the wall in there. So we need to be able to do it so you can fold this over outside of this without going over the thickness of the wall. So this is why we've got the line. So we start right in the corner there, the outside corner. We come up at an angle, 45 degrees. You don't have to be exact with this. Right, and then you go about the thickness of the wall, and just by eye, I'm going parallel with that line that I drew. And then you also do it on this side, because you've got this fiddly little bit on the side. I wonder if my knife's getting a bit blunt. Right, so you see, so now that's going to fit over nice there. And when this one comes round, that's going to go up, and that's going to fit nice over there. That's why you do it. Doesn't take long. Once you know what you're doing, you just got to remember. You've got to remember to do it. That's the thing. Really easy to forget to do it, and it's really easy to do it at the wrong point, do it too early or too late, or now's the time to do it. After you've glued, you know, it's you could do it before you glued that side on. I'll do it afterwards. Now I'll get my pen with no ink in it, because now right, I want to pull this over as hard as I can. Now, I used to just go over the edge, and I would have already cut it to length, and I'd now glue that on. It's a lot quicker. But because I'm doing this thing, because I'm getting more and more anal and more getting a bit fiddle-arsed with how I make these boxes and trying to improve my designs and make them better. For each thing I do to make them better, it takes longer. So I've scored a line there. Well, I just marked a line somewhere. Scored it, marked it. What's the difference? Right, and now I'm going to cut it. So this is added on a bit of extra time. My blade's blunt after making after making the lid. So now this is the first. I've used up one blade in this box. I don't want my blade to be blunt now, not while I'm doing this paper. So one blade gone, which isn't bad. I would have thought, but I've used both sides. I used one side on this and one side on the lid. That blade's gone. Still a good blade for scraping and that. You can get expensive buying the blades. So again, if you're going to do box making, board game box making, if you're going to do board game box making, you want to, you know, buy them in bulk. Don't just buy a pack of 3 or something. I mean, I did, you know, I once approached Stanley to get real bulk blades, you know, and like you go to the hardware shop and, you know, whatever, box of 10 blades might cost you £5 or something like that, £6. Can't get that in there. Right, and it costs you that when you go to the hardware shop. I went to Stanley, and you know, if you buy like 100 of them, like 20 cents each, something like that. If you buy 1,000 of them, they're like 10 cents each. They don't cost anything. So you could spend 100 quid on blades and you've got enough for the rest of your life, which is what I should have done really. And you can get all kinds of weird Stanley blades where, you know, they're beveled on both sides, so the actual cutting thing's in the middle, which loses you a fraction of a millimetre. But you can get ones where the bevel's only on one side. I thought about using those for a while, but a bit awkward. Now, can you see this? I'm just checking these camera angles for the whole crack. Yeah. So now I'm going to put glue on the paper and not on the board like I did on the box like I did before. So I'm going to put glue on this paper because it's much easier to put the glue on the paper here and try and get it all over the top of the box, the edge and all that kind of nonsense. Now again, I don't want to flood this too much, but make sure you get it right down at the bottom. Make sure you get all the edges. Now this is going to be, this is quite a fiddly one to turn over. But you want to turn it over on the flat like that because it's much, you can get it much more accurate. Now, make sure you get this really nicely over the edge. Now, it doesn't matter so much now on the inside. Right, so I should have taken more off with my knife. Sometimes, you know, when you mark it, that's sticking over the bottom of it. I'll live with that. Right, now that's come out perfect. Normally it's a lot worse than that. Normally it comes out way worse than that. Right. Now I've got a little technique for putting stuff on here. So again, really I should put this on the box, but it's such a little bit of paper I don't really care. Push that around. Like that. Put that on. Same again, get my knife, not my knife, get me a pen, put that over, try and get a little much score in there. And I'll cut this with scissors. I'm actually going to give myself a millimetre or so, half a millimetre. And then I'm going to glue this. Quite a lot of glue on there, I put too much glue really. Push it over, again get it really good on there. Push it down. Bogger, where's my bogger? You need bogger. Get glue everywhere. It's a right messy process. Now, make sure everything's down there. That's grand. It's grand all together. Now, oh, toilet. Oops, sorry. That's my go-to swear word. That's going to fall over. Oh, God, that's really annoying. Right, use this glue. Right, what am I doing? Okay, losing my concentration now. Okay. This has all got glue all over it. Glue just gets everywhere, it's really annoying. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I admire people who can do stuff like this and not get messy. It's like my girlfriend. My girlfriend can dig a hole, like a massive, mega hole in the ground, in bog, and she could do it in her wedding dress, and it would still be white. Don't know how she does it. Whereas I go outside in my best clothes Don't do anything, I just walk about. I'm filthy. I'm like Pigpen out of Peanuts. I never really related to Pigpen when I read it as a kid. As an adult, I realised I am Pigpen. You know, really nice guy, but just can't help get dirty. Not that I'm a particularly nice guy. Anyway, that's one side done. Not too bad. You can see it takes a while, doesn't it? The flappiness isn't as bad on this one. When I did this one before, the flappiness was awful. I got right done in. Got right done in by the flappiness. But I've come to terms with it. Right, here we go. I really hope I've got enough brown paper to do the lid. I think I've got another roll of it somewhere. I might just put a little bit extra on there. I mean, I've put that on Blooming Lovely, that had a lovely sheen, but I'm just going to make sure I've got enough on there because I don't want to be short anywhere. And again, I'm doing this from up here because it's much easier to get a nice thing than doing that on the flat. Push that out from the middle to the sides, up the middle, out to the sides. A little general rub it all over. Lovely. Done that lovely. God, I think I was professional, wouldn't you? Look at that. Done that lovely. That's great feeling. Got everything just right there, just the right amount of glue, the right amount of pressure. Perfect. I love that. I love doing that. So now we're doing this thing now again. Now we're cutting out this bit after we glued it on. 45 degrees out there, go about 4mm or the width of the wall. You don't have to be exact, you're only guessing. Parallel to the line. Same in this. Thickness of the wall. Parallel to the line. Undo it. Here we go. In thickness of the wall. Parallel to the line. Oh, got a bit out there. Doesn't matter. Only a little bit. Out there, thickness of the line. Might not have gone enough there. Whatever, who cares? It's fine. It's fine. Right, now let's push this over. Now, I'm going to do this on the flat as well. You see, now, right, I can see. Yeah, I've got a bit of an annoying. I had this on the last one. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. We'll have a bit of that. We'll have a bit of that, son. We will. Have a bit of that, son. You know what I mean? Well, North London lingo. Right. Now, just get my pencil because I'm going to give myself a little millimetre plate because the last one stuck over. So I'm just going to mark that for a millimetre just by eye. Right, let's do that. So really nice about getting a bit like this. You do that, it rolls up and you go. Great, so satisfying. Let's go. So I'm going to put stuff on the paper again. Get into the corner there. Make sure you get that little corner piece that's there. Because well, actually I can do this with the whole. Let's do this with the length, and I get more on planet, mate. That's where I'm from. What am I doing now? Let's just do that over there. Short bit there. And then over the edge there. Bring that on. Right. And pushing it over on the flat. Push it over on the flat. Don't. This is the way to do it. Get the box flat and then do this push over. Otherwise you can get a lump underneath it and you really don't want that. You don't want any problems on the outside. Not too worried about the inside. Well, I shouldn't say that because I'll make a big fluff on the inside and then I will be worried about it. But it's the outside I'm worried about because my tolerances are so tight. And you know, the eternal lid problem that I have. My lid problem. Do you have a lid problem? Yeah, I do. What am I doing? I'm doing this now. Oh, it's going to fall over again. A bit of glue on that. Slap it on. Slap it on. Bit of glue. Americans won't understand that. It's a UK thing. Glue 33. Right, done that. Over there, like that. You can see what I'm doing that. So I've got my pen with no lead, no ink. Just done that over and I've just marked it. Now I could have measured that beforehand, worked it all out and measured it. Stuff like that. That's far too difficult and potential for errors. Just do it now. It's easy. You know, as you say, when we initially did the brown paper, we gave ourselves loads of tolerance, and that's the tolerance we had. I'm cutting it off there. Sam Tolerance, he was a golfer, wasn't he? Scottish. His name is Sam Torrance, not Sam Tolerance. Be stupid. Right. It's going to fall over again, it's really annoying. I don't like the way that's going to fall over. Does that mean it's not square, or is it just because it's such a tall box? It's just because it's such a tall box, isn't it? That's what it is. And it's those flappy round bits. No problem. Let's see. So again, push that over. Don't want to get any air or anything in there. Push that over. I'm actually, well, I'm not going to say anything because I'd say something like I'm actually going to do it quite well and doing this quite efficient, and then I'll muck it up. It always happens, jinx it. Always jinx stuff. Cut it off. Give myself a millimetre, no, half a millimetre maybe. Doesn't really matter. Pull that back. Put this on. Over, push it out. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jubbly. Round all together. Now, got an awful lot of flappiness there. I've got too, you know, I've got too much flappiness there. So now I'm doing this cutout because again, if I try and go over the side there, I'm stuck on the wall. So I'm doing what I did on the other bit, but I'm only doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm going to glue it. I'm going to glue this on first. I like to glue this on before I do it. It's going to fall over again. Fascist. Right, let's go. And again, I put this on the box. This first one, I always put it on the box. Don't know why. It's just I just find it good, better way to do it. And then you put the second bit on the paper. That's lovely. I think I've got that balance right there. Now this is awkward. These long ones, because this is a long edge. It's very hard to get these neat. Just a perfect amount of glue on that. You know you've done it good when it goes like that. You know, just got just the right amount of glue where it sticks, it doesn't flood it and doesn't make the paper all soggy. It's lovely. Oh, I love that. I love that. Right, we're going to have a flappy bit here, we'll deal with that later. Right, yeah, look, that's not so flappy down there now. So, now we get this is, I'm doing this cutting it, so in 45 degrees. That's the thickness of the wall. 4mm this thing should be. Because that's thickness of the wall up there. 4mm again, I'm just doing it parallel to the edge. If I was being real anal, real fussy, I'd measure that. But I ain't doing that. Now I want to get this right over there. As much as I possibly can. And try and shove that down like that and then make sure I've got it. Get my pen with no ink. Pen with no ink, perfect. Great for tuck boxes. Oh, I hate this. I hate having to use a long ruler. Oh, it just causes hassle, that long ruler, when you don't need to use it. Look at this flappiness. And everything's in the way. Tripod's in the way. Oh, flappy, stupid flappiness. I need my glasses. Why not? I'm wearing my glasses for this. That's why it looks so good. I haven't got my glasses on. Okay. We'll go for something like that. Oh, I've gone totally offline. That is the worst cut I've ever seen in my life. Because I'm sitting down, I'm not concentrating. Yeah, that's better. Oh, Christ. Stupid, these long rulers, man. They're awkward. Okay, now I'm going to go like that to put the glue on. Let's get my jobby. I don't know what I'm doing there. Just put something like that, and then try and spread it like this. So I try and go right up to the edge because it's nice. Ugh, toilet wipe. Oh, sorry, excuse my language. And right, you're getting that on there. Now, right, so I think I put too much glue on this. A bit weird. Now, this is a difficult one. This is just you don't want to get any puffy. You see, I can feel it. I'm getting a puff. I really don't want to get a puff. Don't let me get a puff. Please don't get a puff. Don't puff on me. No puff. I really don't want a puff. It's because I've put too much glue on the paper. It's gone soggy. It goes all wrinkly when you put too much glue on it. It soaks it up. It's horrible. That's what I've done. I mean, right, so I've got a crease in there now. That's what I did on the other one, exactly the same place. Too much glue on it. It's partly because, at least there's no blobby on the outside. It's partly too much glue on it, right, because it's longer. So I put glue on here. By the time I get here, this is already soaked in. If it's shorter, it wouldn't have so much time. You're talking fractions of seconds. Well, not fractions of seconds, but you're not talking very much time. You need to be efficient with your time when you do this. And you can't dawdle. You can't dick about. Right? You've got to just do it. If you muck around, taking your time, you're just going to cause grief. This glue, because the paper and the box, it just as soon as you put it on, it's soaking it up. And you really don't want that. You just want to do a beaut. That's all. Just want to do a beaut. You just don't want to. Just get the right amount of glue on it, and there's not enough glue on the end. It's quite full on, man. It's quite stressy. You've seen me get stressed with glue before, haven't you? Maybe. Again, I'll say again, why are you even watching this? That's good, I'm pleased with that. I'm quite pleased with this wrap I've done on this box. Worst thing is, you do this, it takes you what, half an hour, 45 minutes? You think, oh yeah, God, thank God for that. And you go, oh, now I've got to do the bloody lid. I've got to do it all again. Because in theory, right, even though I'm making one box, in reality, I'm making 4 boxes. Because this is double thickness. So this is the same amount of time, and the same amount of work and materials. There's 2 boxes, this, because it's like one right inside the other. And then that with the lid, I'm making 4 boxes, not 1. Crazy. Crazy, man. Right, let's cut this. There we go from the edge. We're going to go in. Oh, I might go a little bit more on that one because got a bit of flappiness going on. A bit flappy. You just can't do this without a bit of flappiness. You just get flappy. pursuit of flappiness. It's a really bad joke. Let's try and do what I'm doing here again. This is a bit awkward. I didn't do a very good job on the last one. There's you know, it goes a mill out, but it's very hard on this one to actually do it, get it right. It's really hard. This is a new technique. It's only the second time I've ever done this. That's why it's a bit crap. Because I used to just do it over the top, like I said, and now I'm trying this new technique because I prefer it. But it's in its early stages of its development. And as I do it more, I'll get better at it. Can't even see my line there. Where's my pencil? I didn't score it enough. That's the original line there. Yeah. I'm going to go out and I'm just going to give myself, well, I don't feel like I did a very good job on that, so let's give myself half a millimetre, something like that. Don't know, a little bit anyway. I think I might give myself too much, not enough. Whatever. Right, now let's try and that's part of my problem, isn't it? I'll bring that up to the edge. Right, now let me just see, what's a quick way of doing this? Oh, sorry, I'll just do it normal way and just pray. Just do it normal way and just pray. Just go block, 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 and spread that around a bit, and now we just go. Now I've got a bit of a. Oh, I've got a bit of blobby in there, I don't like that. Get rid of that blobby. See, the paper's really soaking that up already. Soaks it up, it shrinks. And goes all weird. What else soaks up and shrinks? Sure, there's other things that soak up and shrink. Most things soak up and expand. This soaks up and shrinks. Does it? Oh, I don't know. I think it does. I think that soaks it up and shrinks. What else soaks up water and shrinks? Those things soak up and expand. That's done my head in. Now, I don't know, I haven't had much glue thrown about on this. Normally I have loads more glue in this. Mucking around. Right. So I covered that. That's pretty good. I'm really happy with that actually. Done a decent job there. Now you can see here, well, make sure. This is all a bit flappy up there. Can't help getting a bit flappy. So what I do is try and just get a bit of glue on my finger. Because if you try and do that with a spatula, you're just going to make an almighty mess. Right, and I just do that, and then I just go over with that. And I'll probably do that on all four sides because you always get a bit of flappiness going on. It's always a bit flappy, isn't it? Flappy. Things just go flappy, don't they? Can't help a bit of flappiness. Two of them. You got a flappy there? Unless you got a flappy there, but just going to give it a little bit just in case. Because there's only you're talking half a millimetre or something there that's overlapping. That's why it's flappy. There's a bit of flappiness there. Get rid of that. Bit of flappiness there. Great. I think I've done quite a good job on that. I'm quite happy. Oh, jeez. Now I'll just say, right, there you go, jinx. Quite happy. And now I've just spilled glue everywhere. No, I haven't finished yet. Now, because I put glue and paper on there, whatever activity that glue is having on that side of the board, I'm going to put a load of glue in here to counteract it. I'm going to do that now. And also, another reason that I thought, and I kind of even though I knew it, but I remembered why I do this. It seals the grey board. Will stop moisture getting in there. It's got to be a good thing, doesn't it? And I've got a flappy sleeve. got flappiness happening all over the place. So this is going to seal it. Got to be a good thing, doesn't it? I think so anyway. Anything keeps the moisture out of cardboard. I don't know if it seals it. You know, I'm no technical expert. I've just got a feeling it does. You know, like people would use PVA to seal things. I don't really know what it means really. It's like putting a little sort of plastic layer on it, isn't it? Now I will in time, and I don't know whether to do it now or not. I won't do it now, I'll wait till it dries. Got a lot of used all that glue up. I've done that then, now. I've done this now because I want to do it quick as soon after putting the paper on. See, that's dry. It's a bit of a mess in places. Get some of that out there. Oh, this stuff is on the brown paper anyway. Now, hopefully I've got good coverage there. I'll have another look later. Now, so when this is dry, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to seal all this, and I'm going to smear glue over all this, and I'm going to seal the whole thing. That's going to be quite a slow process to do. Oh, look, you see, I just touched that, and look, now there's water on there. It's gone a bit, you know, like when the glue goes on the board does go a bit mushy. Now, and I'll probably seal that again when I do the rest of the board, and I'll do the rest of the box. It's starting to look like a box now, isn't it? Still got to do all the insert bit. That's the bit that takes the longest out of everything. It's amazing. Now I've got to do this one. I'm not going to do it on the video. Don't want to see me do all that again, do you? Brilliant. That went quite well, didn't it? So, I think I covered everything. It's pretty simple, really. The main thing is just getting all the cuts right, getting in the right order. Not too much glue, just getting the right amount of glue. I can't really tell you what the right amount of glue is. You've got to find out for yourself, and you're gonna have some nightmares. You're just gonna have to work through it, but just not too much glue, especially when you put it on the paper. It's okay if you put it on the box. It's not so bad on the box because the paper's dry when you put it on it. But if you put loads of glue on the paper, it's just going to turn to mush. Turn to mush. I should talk in a proper, clearer English accent. Alright. I'll see you later. See you next one. Bye bye.